Yeah, all right. I mean, see, honestly, within 1 year, I don't see why this couldn't be $1 million thing. I mean, with growth and moving into a different space and getting people out, I don't see why not. They couldn't be like that in a year.
Okay, well, let's create $1 million model. Would you like that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at it, $1 million model. Now we are going to have to crunch some numbers. Do you have a calculator with you?
Yeah.
And we're going to do some guesswork, but that's okay. You can finish. You can always go back and change some things.
Yeah, absolutely.
This revenue, $1 million by this time next year. I'm coming to that party.
Oh,
Okay.
it's gonna be a hell of a party. We hit this part.
You told me that you're currently charging how much?
They came to me with a 165 a week because the reason they came to me is an old person. Their old chef was doing it as a side project, and her father got terminally ill, so she could no longer take on these extra ones. So they called me, and she was charging 165 per person per week, doing all PayPal to make it easier for payments. And then I looked into PayPal, and there was fees, so I raised it to 170 to cover that fee. And the reason for this price point that I did, it looked really small to me at first, but the reason I liked it though is because when you look at the average single person throughout the month, they spend about $400 to $500 on groceries. So this, let's see, what was it? 170 times 4 is 680. So you're paying me under $200 as a convenience to have all of it done for you. Like you wake up Monday morning and you have everything done ready for the week.
Okay.
So I think that's very affordable for like an average, $50,000
Okay.
area.
Let's first test the 680 number, okay? So what I'm understanding is that do I have this right? Is that 80 meals?
Yeah, small. They're about 400 calories, really tiny.
I get it, but so that's 80 meals. There's a lot of ways we can look at this. We're just going to look at the numbers, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what it cost you to feed one person 80 meals for the $680?
I'd have to scale it up, but I did break it down. My cost on everything was roughly 250 per meal.
Okay. So let's take 680 divided by 80. And what do you come up with?
Yeah, it's 850. Yeah, it's 850 a meal for them.
Okay, and then it costs you about $2.50 is your food cost. Yes?
Roughly, yeah. It changes 2 to 250.
Okay.
But let's stick with 250. That's on the high.
I agree. So we're now coming up with your model. Okay. So we've got, if it costs 250, that means then, so your gross revenue is $8.50 per meal. $2.50 is your cost of goods. Okay. That leaves you with $6.50, right? What other expenses, and we don't have to go any, we're going to do it on the $1 million part first, but what other expenses come out of that 650?
Well, it'd be 6, right? Because it's 850 for their.
Oh yeah, I can't add. Okay, so $6. The business coach that can't add or subtract. So $6, okay, is what you're left with. That's your net profit. I mean, I'm sorry, net revenue. Yeah. And so when we start to do this model, what are some of your other expenses? Can you just give me a few line items?
They're going to be, well, there's a container fee, which I charge up front. That's $20 per person when they start because they're reusable. So that's a fee, but it's $30 for 120 of them. So I'm making some money on that.
Okay.
So that was one cost, and the food cost is the 250, and then
that sounds like
obviously gas.
Okay, so there's gas, and then what else?
Right now I'm so small. There's not really much other cost because I'm just doing it. And
are you managing to do it out of your own kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay, so the container fee's paying for itself.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do. Sorry, what was that?
The container pays for itself, right?
Container pays for itself, yes.
So there's
The-
gas. Is there anything else? What about
Yeah, we
marketing?
do have labels.
Labels, okay.
Yeah.
So there's some supplies like there, okay. Eventually there'll be people.
Labels. Yeah, then there's obviously ink, for printing and paper.
Yeah, we're just going to call it supplies, which is
Right.
labels, ink. Any marketing involved in any of this? Do you
Right now, not yet, because we just picked up those 10, and then they're already throwing more people at me just by word of mouth.
Okay, great.
And then, the Monarch building, I have one person, he's going to throw something up in the building for me.
Okay, so let's play with percentages for a moment, okay? So let's take $1 million. And if you're looking at $2.50 is your cost of goods for $8.50. I don't have a calculator with me, so tell me,
Yep.
what is that as a percentage? What's your cost of good percentage?
29%.
Okay, so now so if you've got $1 million at the top, gross revenue, then under gross revenue, the words gross revenue, write cost of goods. And then 29% of 1 million is how much? And you can write 29% in because we're going to make that assumption, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So 29% of 1 million is 290,000. Do I have that right? Probably not.
Yeah, 294,000.
Okay, so we're going to write 294,000 underneath the 1 million. And it looks like we have about $706,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we're going to really make assumptions. Every time we make an assumption, this is an economic model. Every time we make an assumption, you're going to write down that assumption. So the first assumption made is 29% cost of goods, food costs, and you're going to write food costs, right?
Yep.
Okay, now everything else is operating costs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And so we know we're going to have some line items. We know we're going to have gas. Probably, is it automobiles, do you envision?
Yeah, well, that's what the gas is mainly for, that's just for the delivery aspect of it.
Yeah, but who delivers? Is there going to be vehicles, 1 or 2 vehicles?
Yeah. Well, down the road, yeah, we're gonna have to have, and I don't know how that works. As far as insurance reasons, we're like, oh, I need like a company vehicle. Otherwise, I see like Domino's delivery people, they use their own cars and they throw things up there.
That's
You know
true.
what
So that's something to look into, but so you're thinking you might be able to go with a model where you hire people and they have to use their own cars.
I don't know. I honestly haven't. This is the first time I'm thinking about that down the road doing that. So it's honestly, I would personally like something like like the wraps on your cars and stuff so it's more advertising we're gonna need like either an SUV or a hatchback or some type of vehicle like that to do all these deliveries.
Okay,
So
let's go back to that $1 million gross revenue, and if one client is worth $680 a month, do 680 times 12 for me.
8,000 or wait, take 680 times 12.
Yeah.
8,160.
Okay, so we're going to make the assumption that each client is worth $8,160. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now divide that into 1 million and tell me how many clients we need. So you want to make sure you write down average client worth $8,160.
Mm-hmm.
And now divide that into 1 million and tell me how many clients is that.
$122.5, so 123.
Only 123 clients?
That doesn't make sense.
Well, let's check it again. $8,160.
1 million
into 1 million.
divided by
8,160.
Yeah, 122. I mean 1 million divided by 8,000.
That's good news. Okay, so we only need 122 clients to get you to 1 million.
That doesn't even sound right.
Do the math one more time.
That's what I'm redoing here. Like, that doesn't even sound right.
It could be right. Because if each client was worth 10,000, we'd only need 100. I think that's right. We need 122 clients. Okay.
Yeah, divided by 8160.
Okay.
122.50. Yeah, 123 clients.
Okay, so if you have 123 clients, I want you to think about, the logistics around delivery. You know what it takes right now to deliver to how many people? 10 or 20?
Right now, yeah, we're just under 10, about 9.
Okay, so you know what it takes to deliver to 9. So think about if you had to deliver. So I'm trying to think about how to think about this. We want to try to guesstimate based on that. Let's just pretend like you have 10, because that's an easier number to divide in.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to use.
Yeah, we want to figure, how much time in the vehicle does it take to deliver to 10 people over a month's time?
Actual delivery time, because we have it, the way we set it up is real nice, because it's all, everyone's in groups. Like, we have a Westlake area, then we have downtown area, and then so really it only takes an hour a day. So we deliver twice a week, though. We bust it up. So we don't do all 20 meals in one day for freshness reasons. So to do half of their meals takes 1 hour twice a week. So we do it Mondays and Wednesdays right now. So we do 10 of them for everybody.
So it takes you 1 hour to deliver to 10 people twice a week, or 1 hour for?
Well, it'd be per client. It'd be 2 hours per week.
Per client is 2 hours per week. Let's figure that out. So you have 123 clients. Okay, 2 hours per week. There's 52 weeks in a month. So that's 110 hours for each client. Okay, so now times that by 123, and make sure you're writing these assumptions down.
Right, 120 hours per client.
We're assuming it's 110 hours per each client, right? Okay.
So that's for the year, 110 hours per client.
Right. So now times that by 123 to see how many hours of delivery we're going to have.
Yeah, 13,530.
13,530 hours. Now let's divide that by 12 just to get your monthly. Just so you can write your monthly assumption.
Uh, 1,127.5.
Okay, let's just call it 1,128, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's about how much you're going to be delivering. We want to factor in, you're going to deliver 13,530 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Let's imagine you do have to pay for someone to do that and the gas.
Absolutely.
We're going to factor out the vehicle right now, and we have to look into that. But let's at least imagine we have to pay someone for that to deliver those hours, plus gas.
Yep.
Okay. So what would be some reasonable assumptions we can make? What would you have to pay someone to deliver 13,530 hours?
They're, what is it, like $8.25 an hour or something was kind of the number I had in my head for the delivery and packaging people.
Okay, so you think you could hire someone at $8.25?
I mean, minimum wage is already like $7.50
okay.
something. So I'm like, I don't really want to pay someone the minimum either. But
well, let's round up and call it $10 an hour, because that'll cover taxes or whatever.
Sure.
Okay, so we're going to have delivery as a different line item, we're going to have gas as a different item, but delivery persons, we're going to have as a line item under operating expenses, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you take 13,530 hours times $10 an hour, how much is that?
130,530.
Okay, 130,530. So write that down. Make sure you write down the assumption.
No, sorry, 100. Yeah, 100. No, you just move it over. 135,300 would be.
Right, 135,300. That sounds right.
Right.
Okay. Now you want to take that and divide it into a million and tell me what is that as a percentage?
All right, 1 second, just making that note here. 135,300.
Yeah. So what I have is a million, then 294 is your cost of goods at 29%, which leaves you with $706,000, which basically leaves you with 71%. Now we're going to take out your operating expenses. The first thing we're recognizing is we want to take 135.3 from 706, but we also want to give it a percentage.
So you want the percentage out of a million, right?
Right.
%14.
Okay, so we're going to assume that a delivery person is going to cost you 14% for the year, and we're going to put in the number 135.3. Okay, and then what do you think that will cost you in gas? How do you think we should come to that number?
What's that?
How do you think we should figure out the gas number?
Yeah, that's a good question. There's a lot of factors on that one. Well, let's see. I think it's 7 miles. No, let me look something up quick.
That's good. We're doing numbers. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, I can't remember how far of it is to Westlake. It's not too far though.
You average about 18 miles a gallon. So I would say probably around, you could safely say like.
Oh, is there someone else on this coaching call with us that I need to know about?
That's that's my girlfriend Crystal. I was telling you
Hi,
about.
Crystal.
Downstairs.
It's good that we didn't pick a personal topic. Yeah. We're crunching numbers. Okay, so I like Crystal. She can join in because she just gave us a number. What number did she just give us?
What did we say? 18 miles.
18 miles a gallon. I would average about 30 miles total between downtown Westlake and back.
All right, so let's say we're gonna average
30 miles and you get 18 a gallon.
30 miles total per day delivery, and average 18 miles an hour or 18 miles to the gallon.
And average $4 a gallon.
So if you know how much how much delivery time you have 13,530 hours of delivery time, right?
Right.
Right. So however much you burn, another way to figure that out is however much gas each hour costs you.
Oh yeah.
So we know we have 13,530 hours of delivery time.
Correct.
Right. So we know they're going to have to stop and start and go traffic. So if we were to average 25 miles per hour, then we could have how many miles, and then we could figure out your miles per gallon from there.
Times 25. All right, so time would be 338,250.
Okay, 338,000. That's how much gas. Now, how many miles to the gallon are you getting? And that's our math. And make sure you show the math here so you know how you got here.
So 13 times 25 miles. That's the total.
And we want to divide that by however many miles to the gallon you're getting.
I'm going to say 18 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
It's 18,792, just round up.
Okay, and what do we want to use as what gas costs you then per gallon?
Say by this time next year, we'd probably be $4.
Yeah, maybe. I think we need to estimate high. So make sure you show this math, because right now we're saying, okay, this is how much gas it's going to take. 18,792 times $4 per gallon, right? And give me that number.
75,167 round up.
Okay. All right, so we want to put that in as a line item under operating expenses, 75,667. What is that as a percentage to 1 million?
8%.
Okay, so we got 8%. Okay. I'm wondering, with 123 clients, do you have to have a commercial kitchen at this point, or can you still
Yeah.
work off of what
At
you
that,
have?
at doing this amount, we'd have to either have my own kitchen or a commercial kitchen. Like, well, yeah, either way, it'd be a commercial kitchen, either rented or owned, you know.
Okay. All right. Do you have any idea around cost for that?
I've been looking around. I guess an average cost is like 1,000 a month for like an unlimited access to it. Otherwise, a lot of them charge $20 an hour, which can get real costly. So,
I'm liking the $1,000 a month number.
right.
Yeah. What is that as a if you were spending $12,000 as a percentage to 1 million, what is that?
Well, let's do this. Let's move it to 1,500 to make it just in case. It's,
Okay.
I haven't looked at it for a while, so let's say 1,500 a month.
1,500 times 12 is
18,000.
okay. And what is that as a percentage?
2%.
Okay, nice. All right. What other costs would you have? Do you need to, are you gonna need to buy equipment?
Not if I'm renting a commercial kitchen. They have everything there.
Beautiful.
I may need to get some, large pots and pans and such, odds and ends like that.
Yeah.
They might not have that stuff, but as far as like stoves and ovens and
Okay.
refrigeration, all that's there.
Okay, so let's give marketing a number, and we're going to include in marketing, flyers, labels, ink, all that can go into marketing. Flyers, labels, ink, whatever you do, sounds like your marketing strategy is going to be to build this word of mouth anyway.
For the most part.
Yeah, and that's a marketing strategy, and stick with it. If you've got one, stick with it, okay? And so, for this type of business, I'm going to make the suggestion that you put aside 3 to 5% for marketing, because you are going to want to do some online stuff. So actually 5% would probably be best. What is 5% of 1 million?
50,000.
All right, let's put that number in. All right. Now with 122 clients, and if you have a delivery person, could you, and it's Crystal, right? Could the two of you make this amount of meals, or are we going to have to hire help?
123 a week. Yeah, we're gonna have to hire help for that.
Okay, so think about this. Think about what you're doing. How much time it takes for you to do 10 clients. So we're going to times about 12.
I have it down right now. If her and I are cooking and doing everything for those 10, we could have it cooked in 3 to 4 hours, but then we have to cool it overnight, and then we package, and packaging takes about an hour now. We're getting better with our labeling and stuff like that, so that stuff is going to get faster as far as packaging, and as far as cooking too, because most these groups of people are doing the same menu, so if we add 10 more people and I cook the same menu, it's not going to add on. You know what I'm saying? It's only going to add on like 20 more minutes of cook time versus another hour,
What's a reasonable assumption around who you're going to have to hire and for how much time?
All right. Well, let's break down first. This 123 was 123 clients was a week, right? Or just 123 clients, period. So yeah, that'd be a week. Guess we got to figure out, like, is there a better way to figure this out as far as should I do it down to the day so I know how many hours? Like, say we're going to be closed one day, or is there more of a general number we can get?
If you know how many hours it takes for labor hours, minus the delivery, because we just calculated the delivery, right? If we know how many labor hours 10 takes, we can just use 10 because it's a round number, and we know 120, and we can just times it by 12.3 because you want 123 clients. So if you know how many hours of labor 10 clients takes,
So that was just with two of us doing it in total cooking and packaging is about, let's say, 5 hours.
5 hours for all 10 clients?
Yeah.
Not bad. Okay. So we know you're going to get better at it, but let's use 5
That's that's without shopping and planning and all that too, though.
Okay, let's add that in and write this down. 5 hours plus how much time for shopping?
Well, I mean, actually, we're working out like that. If we have a commercial kitchen, we actually get a lot of stuff. Like the dry items will get delivered, but then I shop at the local farms and everything, so that just takes a couple hours every week.
Okay.
That'd be twice a week for sure. So 4 hours.
And you know what? The truth is, you'll probably still be the one doing that. What we're trying to figure out.
I'm doing most of it, yeah.
Right. What we're trying to figure out is, how much labor hours, right?
All right.
You're going to have on your hands, and then, do we need one person or two? Because I have a feeling you're going to be the one going to the market and still doing that piece because you're the chef, and you'll probably keep that role for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So if we assume 5 hours for 10 clients, we can times that by 12.3 12.3. Wait, did you say 5 hours per week?
No, that was per delivery day. So I guess it'd be 10 hours a week.
Okay, 10 hours a week. Let's just do this. Times 52 is 520. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 10 hours a week, 520 hours labor for the prep, right? Cooking and prep. Okay. So we have 520 hours. And that is for 10 clients, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we take 520 hours times 12.3. You see where I'm coming up with that?
Yeah, to get the yearly,
right,
the clients
right,
for the year.
Right.
6,396.
6,396. Okay. Now, think about yourself as an owner. We know you're going to be shopping. You're going to be supervising, right? You're probably going to be doing some business development. I'm not sure. Crystal will probably be doing some of the same, but we need people. 6,396 hours. If the average person works 40 hours a week and they get 2 weeks off, let's just assume 50 hours, that's 2,000. Did I do that right? 40? No, that's more than that.
Hours, so it'd be 6. So this is
40 hours a week times 50 weeks. 40 hours a week times 50 weeks.
Oh, I gotcha. So we got 40 hours times 50 weeks.
Yeah.
It's 2,000 hours.
Okay. So looks like we got 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like about 3 people. Your operation is going to get better. But looks like you're going to be having to pay about 3 people.
That's not bad at all. What else?
We got a delivery person and then 3 people doing production. You are still running it. So let's figure out how much that's going to cost you.
All right.
And make sure you write down the assumption we just made. We're assuming 40 hours a week times 50 weeks worked, right?
Yep.
Okay, so just write all that down so you know how you got to these numbers. And then now we're going to put in salaries under operating expenses. So we have gas, delivery person, space, marketing. Now salaries for production, okay?
Yep.
All right. Should we assume $10 an hour again?
Yeah, we can just assume that.
Okay. I mean, the thing is, you and Crystal are going to have to watch over quality like crazy on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's assume that. And so you've got 3 people. Did you say 2,000 hours? 2,000 hours. Okay. Yeah. Yep. So each person costs you $20,000. So we're assuming $60,000 in salaries, which is 3 people in the kitchen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're assuming 60,000. What is that as a percentage to the 1 million?
Labor 60,000.
Mm-hmm.
6%.
Okay, perfect. Okay, now we probably want like insurance, which I don't know what that will cost you, but we know you're gonna have to pay something.
Right.
So a good assumption might be 2%, and that's something for you to look into. And how much is that?
$20,000.
Okay, let's do some math here now, like we haven't been doing it already, right?
All right.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there's an easy way to do this. 22, 23, 28, 34, 30. We're assuming 36% in operating expenses. I just added those percentages up.
Oh, all right.
All right, so we have 1 million minus cost of goods at 29%, leaves you with 71%. Operating expenses are gas, delivery person, space, marketing, salaries for production, and then insurance. That's what we have. Added up 8% for gas, 14% for delivery person, 2% for space, 5% for marketing, 6% for production, and 2% for insurance. And that came to 36%.
All right.
Okay. 71% minus 71 minus 36 is?
It's going to be... Oh, my God, can you do it?
You can do this.
35%.
Okay. That's a nice profit margin, Mr. Business Owner. So that's owner profit. Of course, tax man's going to take his. So you can cross that bridge when you get to it. So you're actually probably going to keep about 25%. Okay?
All right.
Yeah. That's a nice profit margin. How does this look to you?
Looks great. Like they're
Yeah, that's 250,000.
you break it down, it looks like it's a lot more reasonable too. It doesn't look like this huge, like $1 million seems like a ton of cash, but I mean, literally when you break these down, these numbers are very, very feasible.
You know what? Why do anything but this? This is profitable.
Oh, right.
Yeah, like all this other stuff you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So I have a financial dashboard I'm going to send you so you can plug these numbers into a spreadsheet and write the assumptions down. Would that be useful?
Oh, absolutely.
So here's the way it works though. As you make money, you're going to basically change the spreadsheet, okay? And we already know the percentages. So this gives you your budget. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So all you have to do is you do your dashboard every month and then every quarter, and you watch where the numbers actually are to see where our assumptions are right or where we're off. But what you just did was you created your financial model.
Mm-hmm.
Most businesses don't even have one, or they don't realize they have one.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I'm guilty of it with my first one. That's why I wanted to do this.
Congratulations.
I just dove in.
You did it. So this is your model. In other words, you benchmark everything against it. And when you're not hitting the number, you ask yourself why. And then the tool I'll send you will explain it more, but please use it.
Oh, absolutely. No, Chris will make sure I use it too.
Okay. Yeah, but the beauty of understanding the percentage to revenue is, if you made 20,000, you don't have to ask yourself, how much is that? How much do I have in my marketing budget, or how much do I have for a production person? You've got that number figured out already.
Mm-hmm.
And you just keep testing the numbers. We may be off somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure it's off a little bit somewhere, but
Right.
at least it's a good.
This is a great.
Tweak it.
This is a great start. And then the email I'll send you also have instructions for it. I have a request though, as a coach. When you've filled in, we've done the work. So just fill in your first dashboard. After you've gotten your first month or two of revenue, and will you send that to me?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Was this useful for you?
Oh, absolutely. This is very, very, you have no idea how useful this is.
Okay, so
I don't
now,
know, Crystal thanked you from downstairs as well.
so tell me, what does this make possible, having this model?
Well, finally running a business like a business. I mean, seriously, it's been so much guesswork before, you know, because I've never done this before, you know, so I needed to learn, and yeah, this definitely helps out a lot.
Good.
And I'm so visual too. Like if I have it listed down like this and I can just plug and go, like, and I'm a math guy. Like I love numbers. I've always done well in math.
Oh, good.
Like this is awesome. Like this clicks for me. Like
all right, good. Well, we have tons of tools, and you know that I'll just give them to you. So if you ever want anything, let me know. You also might enjoy the Business Accelerator program. We just started one. We won't have another one for 6 months. But in 6 months, if you're still going and blowing like I think you are, you might enjoy doing that program. It's done in a group, like Leading Change, when you do Leading Change, except it's business. And it's all business tools, and we help you develop the models in every area of your business.
That's awesome. What was that called? Business Acceleration?
Business Accelerator program. We've been leading it for several years. We have Kellogg, American Express, Capital One. I'm forgetting a sponsor right now, but we've had them sponsor this program for communities, for business owners, and then we also offer it publicly.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's what we discovered. Like, you found this, and we found that. Yeah, that's one of the things. Yeah, we've got so it's pretty cool. But you might be interested. So watch for it.
So, can you book next week with him, like do another 30-minute session?
Well,
That's what I mean. Like, yeah, sign up, because I think with the added income we have, it's definitely beneficial.
That's what I've been telling her.
Because him and I go back and forth all
Yeah.
the time. It's different coming from me when I'm nagging him.
Yeah.
versus, like,
I get flowers from spouses on a pretty regular basis because they no longer have to nag their spouse. Yeah.